Today's class, we are going to go over simultaneous linear equation involving special case. Okay, let's start with the first question. If x plus y equals to 2y minus x plus 1 equals to 5, we are asked to find the value of x. Okay, you can see that this type of simultaneous equation, we've not learned it in our previous class. So I want you to pay attention. Do you understand? Okay, I want to give you an example. Let's say we have A equals to B equals to C. Do you know the meaning? This implies that A equals to B and B equals to C. You understand? By doing this, I've separated this equation into two. You understand? That is, A equals to B and B is equals to C. So now let's go back to our question. We have x plus y equals to 2y minus x plus 1 equals to 5. Now, I'm going to apply the same law that I did here. I'm going to apply it here. Do you understand? So I'm going to have x plus y equals to 2y minus x plus 1. Then 2y minus x plus 1 equals to 5. Do you understand? Having done this, I'm going to rearrange the equation. Do you understand? Please pay attention. I'm going to rearrange the equation. You know, I first set this equals to this. That's how I got this. Then I set this equals to 5. That's how I got this. Okay, for the sake of clarity, let me write 2y minus x plus 1 equals to 5 here. Do you understand? For the sake of clarity, what I did here is that I rearranged the equation. Do you understand? So there is no problem. Let me put and. Now, next step is to collect like terms. Do you understand? So for this, I'm going to have x plus y. If this 2y crosses the equals to sign, it's going to change to negative 2y. And if this negative x crosses the equals to sign to the other side of the equation, it's going to change to positive x. I'm going to have positive x is equals to 1. You understand? And for the second one, I'm going to have 2y minus x equals to 5. Now, if this positive 1 crosses the equals to sign, it's going to change to what? Negative 1. So I'm going to have minus 1. Okay? Now, let's go back to the first one. I have x plus x. X plus x is 2x. So I'm going to have 2x, okay, plus y, negative 2y. That will be what? Negative y. Do you understand? So equals to 1. Okay? Now, for the other equation, we are going to have 2y minus x equals to 4. Do you understand? Okay? Now, we have gotten to this point. Let us call this equation 1. And let us call this equation 2. Do you understand? Now, we know we've learned how to solve simultaneous linear equation using the elimination method and the substitution method. So you can see that we have already arrived at two equations now. You can deal with this equation using any of the method that we learned in our previous class. Do you understand? Okay. So let us first combine equation 1 and 2. Do you understand? Equation 1 is what? 2x minus y equals to 1 and 2y minus x equals to 4. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Now, please pay attention. I want to rearrange equation 2, you understand, such that this negative x will be here and this positive 2y will be here. Do you understand? So, I'm going to have negative x, you understand, negative x, positive 2y equals to 4. You understand? It's also the same thing, okay? I just move this negative x to this place and this positive 2y to this place. You understand? That's why I arrived at this. And we can solve this equation using okay, now we can approach this equation using the elimination method or the substitution method. So you can choose any of these methods to solve this equation to determine the value of x. But in this regard, I'm going to be using an elimination method. You understand? You know, we've learned how to solve simultaneous linear equation using substitution method and elimination method. You understand? So you can either use any of the method, but in this video, I'm going to be using the elimination method. Are you paying attention? So for this, I'm going to have. Let us eliminate y. You understand? Because we are asked to determine the value of x. So if I want to eliminate y, I'm going to start by modifying the equation. You understand? I'm going to modify both equations such that the coefficient of y in both equations are the same. You understand? That's what we learned in our previous class. I'm going to modify both equations such that the coefficient of y in both equations are the same. Now let us modify both equations. If I want to modify equation 1, I'm going to multiply all the equation 1, I'm going to multiply through by plus 2, you understand? So I'm going to have this multiplied by 2. That is, I'm going to multiply equation 1 by the coefficient of y in equation 2, you understand? We've learned all this in our previous class, you should be able to solve this, okay? And I'm going to multiply equation 2 by the coefficient of y in equation 1. If the coefficient of y in equation 1 is what? Negative 1. So I'm going to have this multiplied by negative 1. Do you understand? Now, equation 1 now becomes 2 times 2x. That will be what? 4x. Okay? 2 multiplied by negative y. That will be what? Negative 2y. 2 multiplied by 1. That will be what? Equals to 2. Okay? Equals to 2. Sorry. 2 multiplied by 1. That will be what? This will be equals to 2. Okay? Now, for the second equation, negative 1 multiplied by negative x. That will be x. Okay? Negative 1 multiplied by positive 2y. That will be what? Negative 2y. Negative 1 multiplied by 4. That will be what? Negative 4. The next step is to subtract equation 2 from equation 1. The reason why I'm subtracting is because the sign at the coefficient of both y in both equations is what? Negative. You understand? Please pay attention. All this we've learned in our previous class. The sign before the coefficient of y in both equations is negative. So if I had both equations, I won't be able to eliminate y. So in an attempt to eliminate y, I'm going to subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Let's say I have positive 2y in the second equation. If I add both equations, I'm going to eliminate, I'll be able to eliminate y. But because the sign is negative, I'm going to subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Hence, I'm going to add negative sign, this negative sign. Please pay attention. Now let's proceed. 4x minus x. Okay? 4x minus x. That will be what? 3x. You understand? So this will be what? 3x. Are you paying attention? Negative 2y minus negative 2y. What will that be? That will be negative 2y. Negative 1 multiplied by negative 2y. That will be what? Positive 2y. So this will be equals to what? 0. Have you seen that? We've been able to eliminate y. Do you understand? So 2 minus minus 4. Okay, let's say 2 minus minus 4. What's the answer? That will be what? 2 plus 4. Because negative times, 2 plus 4 is 6. Because negative times negative is what? Positive. Okay? So 2 plus 4 is 6. Hence, I'm going to have 6 in this place. Now, to get the value of x, I'm going to divide both sides by 3. Okay? So this will cancel this. X will be equals to 2. You understand? So the value of x for this equation is 2. Okay, we have the second question. We are asked to find the value of x and y if x plus y plus 7 is equals to 2x minus 3y plus 5 is equals to 3x minus 4y. Okay? Now, like we did for the first question, we first have to rearrange this equation. Do you understand? Let us rearrange it. This question is divided into 3 parts. Do you understand? This question is divided into 3 parts. Look at this. This is the first part before the equals to sign. This is the second part, and this is the third part. Do you understand? Now, let us rearrange. To rearrange, we first have to set the first part equals to the second part. The first part is x plus y plus 7. You understand? So I'm going to have x plus y plus 7 is equals to the second part. The second part is 2x minus y plus 5. So 2x minus 3y, plus 5, okay? Not minus y now, minus 3y. Do you understand? Okay? Now, let us deal with the other 2 parts now. I'm going to now set the second part equals to the third part. Do you know how I arrive at this? I set the first part equals to the second part. Now, I'm going to set the second part equals to the third part. You understand? So, I'm going to have 2x minus 3y plus 5 equals to 3x minus 4y. Do you understand? Okay? Don't forget that we are dealing with simultaneous linear equation involving special case. And you can see We have not learned this in our previous class, so that's why I'm taking time to explain. Do you understand? Now, having rearranged the equation, you have to collect like terms. You understand? Adding the terms that are similar together. So, in an attempt to do that, let us call this equation 1 and let us call this equation 2. Okay? For equation 1, I'm going to have x plus y plus 7 equals to, okay? Now, let us transfer all the, okay? I'm going to move 2x and negative 3y. I'm going to move it to the left-hand side of the equation. Do you understand? Let me reiterate what I said. I want to collect like terms. You understand? The first step is to rearrange the equation. Now, having rearranged the equation, the next step is to collect like terms. Now, if I want to collect like terms, I'm going to move this 2x and negative 3y to the other side of the equation. Okay? So I'm going to have, if 2x is coming to the left-hand side of the equation, I'm going to have negative 2x. Do you understand? And if negative 3y is coming to the other side of the equation, I'm going to have positive 3y. Okay? Equals to 5. Now, this positive 7 will also cross it to the right-hand side of the equation. Because it has a positive sign before, now it's going to have a negative sign. Okay? So I'm going to have negative 7. If you didn't understand, reverse the video and listen to the explanation again. All I do here is that I just collect like terms. Like terms simply means adding the terms that are similar together. Do you understand? So I move this 2x and negative 3y, I move it to the left hand side of this equation, and I move this positive 7 to the right hand side of the equation. Do you understand? So from this point, I'm going to have x minus 2x. That will be what? Negative x. Because it's just as if you are owing someone 2 naira. You understand? And you give that person 1 naira. That means you are owing what? 1 naira now. Are you paying attention? So that's why I have negative x. Now, positive y, positive 3y. That will be what? Positive 4y. Equals to negative 2. You understand? Because 5 minus 7 is what? Negative 2. Now, this is the first equation. Let's deal with the second equation also. All we have to do is to collect like terms. So, by collecting like terms, I'm going to have 2x minus 3y minus 3x plus 4y equals to negative 5. Do you understand? If you don't understand, listen to the explanation again. 3x crosses the equals to sign. Because it is positive here, it's going to change towards negative. Negative 4y crosses the equals to sign. Because the negative here is going to change towards positive. Now, positive 5 crosses the equals to sign to the right hand side of the equation. Because it is positive before, it's going to change to a negative. Are you paying attention? So, now, from this point, we can add 2x minus 3x. That will give me negative x. Okay? Negative 3y, negative 3y, positive 4y. That is what? Positive y equals to what? Negative 5 now. Negative 5. I'm very sure you understood how we got here. Okay? Now, you can see we have equation 1 and we have equation 2. The next step here is that I'm going to combine equation 1 and 2. Then we can now solve it using any of the method that we have learned in our previous class. Be it substitution method or elimination method. Do you understand? Okay? Let us combine equation 1 and 2. Equation 1 is what? Negative x plus 4y equals to negative 2. And equation 2 is what? Negative x plus y equals to negative 5. Okay? Now, which method should we use to solve this question? You can choose any of the method that we have learned in our previous class, either substitution method or elimination method. But regarding this question, I'm going to be using elimination method. Do you understand? And if you want to use elimination method to solve this question, the first step is to what? Identify the unknown that you want to eliminate. In this case, we are having x and y. We have unknown x and y. Which unknown should we eliminate? Should we eliminate x? Should we eliminate y? I'm going to be eliminating x. Why? Because if I'm to eliminate x, I don't need to modify the equation. I just need to what? Subtract. All this we have learned in our previous class. Okay? So I just need to subtract equation 2 from I just need to subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Do you understand? So for this, I'm going to have this. The reason why I'm subtracting equation 2 from equation 1 is simply because the sign before the coefficient of x in both equations are negative. You understand? Let's say I have a positive sign here. Let's say I have a positive sign. let's say we have a positive sign in as the coefficient of x in equation 2. I'm going to add both equations, you understand? But in this case, we are having a negative sign. You understand? We're having a negative sign, so I'm going to subtract. Do you understand? If I add both equations when we are having the same sign, there is no way I can eliminate the x. Are you paying attention? So all this we've learned in our previous class. So please kindly visit our previous class if you didn't understand the condition when we add or subtract. Are you paying attention? So let us proceed. Now, negative x, negative x. What's the answer? Let me just do it here. Minus x minus x. That will be what? Minus x plus x. That will give us what? 0. You understand? So we've already eliminated this. We've already eliminated x. Now, 4y minus plus 4y. 4y minus plus y. 4y minus plus y. That will be what? 4y minus y. That will be what? 3y. You understand? So this will be 3y. Okay? Now, for the right hand side of the equation, we have equals to negative 2 minus 5. Okay? Negative 2 minus, please pay attention. Negative 2 minus 5. That will be what? Negative 2 plus 5. That will give us 3. You understand? So 3y is equals to 3. Do you understand how I got this? If you didn't understand, listen to the explanation again. I just subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Okay? So the next step is to divide both sides by 3. Okay? So y, let me erase this. Okay? y is equals to 1. Do you understand? So that's the value of y. Now, how do we determine the value of x? To determine the value of x, all we have to do is to substitute the value of y into any of the equation. Do you understand? We've gotten the value of y as 1. Now, to get the value of x, all we have to do is to substitute the value of y into any of these equations. We can use equation 1 or equation 2. Do you understand? So in this case, I'm going to be using equation 2. Equation 2 is what? Negative x, pay attention, plus y equals to negative 5. That's equation 2. Do you understand? Now, when y is 1, I'm going to have negative x plus 1 equals to negative 5. Do you understand? Okay? Negative x is equals to negative 5, negative 1. Because when this positive 1 crosses the equals to sign, the sign is going to change to what? Negative. So the next step is to divide. Okay? For this, I'm going to have negative x is equals to negative 6. Because negative 5, negative 1 will give us what? Negative 6. Now, I'm going to divide both sides by what? Negative 1. So, this over negative 1 and this over negative 1. X is equals to 6. You understand? So, the value of y and x is 1 and 6 respectively. You understand? The value of y and x that satisfy this equation is 1 and 6 respectively. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section.
To watch the next class, kindly check the description of this video. You are going to see a link there. Click on that link, or you should check the playlist on this channel. Okay, see you in the next class.